Fredrick John Charles Morris.
And where were you born?
I was born in London.
When? What year?
1926.
And what did your mum and dad do?
Well, my father was a picture frame maker, which was a trade in those days. That's what I know. My mother had suffered serious illness all her short life. She died in 1934, leaving myself and my sister. My sister was 4 and I was 8 at the time. So we had rather an upset childhood, moving from one family member to another in a lot of cases. Until my father remarried in 1939. And then we settled down a bit better. But then the war had started, so we were evacuated, and that made another upset in our lives. I was evacuated to Bridgewater in Somerset. The people that we stayed with were, I'm trying to remember, quite good with us. The only thing I can remember about them in particular was the son had, to me at that time, an unusual name. His name was Jesse. So I never heard that, apart from a cowboy, I don't think, before that. I really didn't do any schooling at all, because they had the scheme was, if brother and sister were evacuated together, you went with the younger one to school. So I went with my sister's school, which was 4 years younger than me. So when it came to any lectures or classes, we didn't have any. It was about, as I remember, there was about 10 of us of that in a similar situation. And they used us as prefects, because what happened was, when they had the influx of all these children, they couldn't accommodate them in the ordinary school. They had a class in the church hall and here, there and everywhere. So that was our job, making sure that the others got to these different classes. And when you were 14, on your 14th birthday, they said, well, you can leave now.
And so you left at 14?
Well, yes, about that time, because you see what had happened. This was not, we were evacuated in September '39, and of course the phony war, nothing had happened. So we got into early 1940 and everything was fine. So everybody started coming back. And of course when we all got back, then things changed. And subsequently we were evacuated a second time, but this time as a family, because by this time my mother had a child, a younger brother. So the 3 of us and my mother were then evacuated to Ascot, and we spent a few months down there. Not quite sure how long, but we spent some time down there. But I was actually in London when the Blitz started, and the afternoon of the Blitz, when it started, was a friend and I had gone to the cinema, and it was a cinema that was fairly close to the dock area of London, and we were watching the film. Can't remember what it was, but we were called out. An air raid warning. They put the sign up on the screen, and we went out into the shelter, and of course we could hear everything going on. Everybody was terrified, of course. And when we eventually came out some hours later, we made our way back to our homes, and there was devastation all over the place. And I was reminded of this just a few months ago, when we managed to get some tickets for the Royal Air Force celebration of the 70th anniversary of the Battle of Britain at St Paul's Cathedral. And we went down and stayed with my brother, who still lives in the London area. And it actually happened on the 70th anniversary of the start of the Blitz. So I was back in London 70 years to the day, and we came out of St Paul's, bells ringing, band marching, Battle of Britain fly past Lancaster going overhead, and a friend and I joined the parade, and we marched from St Paul's down to where was it? The Guildhall, through the town, and it was an amazing experience. The applause was fantastic. You know, policemen were applauding, traffic wardens were applauding, everybody was applauding. Not only us, but because there were so many veterans who decided to march on this, that instead of being in threes, they made us in fours, so that it wouldn't be quite as long. We stretched for a long way down. That was impressive. So that sort of took me back.